About strengths and weaknesses. What are you good at? That's a question you definitely want to know about yourself, as well as the question that occasionally comes after it: what aren't you good at? If you don't know how to answer those questions about yourself, then you have to do an analysis of your strengths and weaknesses. What is a strengths and weaknesses analysis? In a strengths and weaknesses analysis, you explore your strengths and weaknesses and try to discover the professional opportunities that exist for you. Your personal obstacles, issues that might hinder your progress, are discussed as well. A strengths and weaknesses analysis can also be called a personal SWOT analysis. Probing your own strengths and weaknesses will clarify what the best next step is and how you can improve yourself. It will also tell you more on where you would like to work and where you would be able to prove yourself most. The strengths and weaknesses analysis in assessments. A strengths and weaknesses analysis is often one of the topics of an assessment. In career and development assessments, they are used to gain an idea of the areas you could improve upon and the talents you could deploy. In selection assessments, strengths and weaknesses analysis provide the employee with a clear idea of what you have to offer to the company and where any obstacles and points of improvement might be. Steps in assessing your strengths and weaknesses. Don't ignore conventional characteristics and strengths, but emphasize what makes you distinctive and how that leads to your success at work. Take these 5 steps: list your strengths, ask others for input, revisit past feedback, hire yourself, revisit your strength lists. List your strengths. The concrete skills and knowledge you've acquired through work experience and education may come to mind first. The softer intrinsic strengths may be less obvious but more fundamental. Look back to your earlier jobs and to your time at school. What did you enjoy most? What were you best at? Your current job may hold clues. Pay attention. Look for surprises. Ask others for input. Ask current or former colleagues for honest feedback without pulling punches. They may mention strengths you don't recognize. Raise questions about the strengths you do mention, or ask questions that led you to imagine new strengths. Revisit past feedback. Reread your old performance appraisals or recall coaching from supervisors. Hire yourself. Think like an employer about hiring yourself for a potential job, a job you envisage or like. Ask yourself why you would, or would not, be hired for this job. Revisit your strength list. Return to your first list of strengths and modify it to reflect what else you've learned. Categorize and rank that list. Be specific. Generic strengths are easy to state. They're seldom helpful. Specific strengths are credible. They will naturally target you to some opportunities. Identify your personality. Personality tests. In addition to the time you've spent thinking about yourself and the opinions you've gathered from others, personality tests are another useful resource to help you identify strengths and weaknesses. The Myers-Briggs Personality Type Indicator is a self-report inventory designed to identify a person's personality type, strengths and preferences. The questionnaire was developed by Isabel Myers and her mother Catherine Briggs based on their work with Carl Jung's theory of personality types. Today, the inventory is one of the most widely used psychological instruments in the world. Take the test now. You can access it here: https://www.16personalities.com/free-personality-tests. Find out what type of personality you have and evaluate your strengths. Remember, besides understanding your work values and motivations, it is a good idea to analyze your strengths and weaknesses. They are important when choosing a career and accepting a job.